Hey everybody, I am in Santa Monica. I am right outside of the Santa Monica History Museum, and I am on a mission. I'm going to a place called Bay Street Beach, or what would have been Bay Street Beach. I'm headed to Bay Street now. Let me go check and see how much time I have on my my parking meter. So I have an hour and 41 minutes. So we're gonna walk from here, which is the museum, to Bay Street Beach. Now, I thought about going to the pier, but I may go there. I'm not sure, but I'm on Santa Monica Boulevard right now, and if you take that all the way down, it'll take you down to the pier. But I've been to the pier. I've been there several times, and I may show it to you, but right now I'm going to show you Bay Street Beach. Check this out. You see that little thing there? They got robots and AI just sliding up and down streets. No supervision. We're in the future, y'all. All right, so we're going to head this way. So, because I haven't spoke to you about Santa Monica, this area was originally settled by the Tongva tribe. They were mostly hunters and gatherers, and they were all around the area, and eventually people came here to live. So within that period of time, I think in the very late 19th century, they were trying to build business through their pier and being next to the ocean, and it attracted all kinds of people, and that included African Americans. And originally, this was not a segregated place. Originally this was not a segregated place. This was a place that anybody could live and go to the beach, but blacks were eventually kind of pointed in the direction of Bay Street Beach. And you know, with the racism at the time, late 19th century, early 20th century, you know, blacks at that time wasn't trying to question too much. You know, blacks have always been the minority in most other places other than the South. And people were saying, hey, this is where black folks go. That's where we probably went, and we're grateful for it. I mean, stuck together as a community, and that was that. So, hi. People are friendly here. Here I am on Bay Street. So, as you can see, there's some beautiful apartments and palm trees all over here. And you know, this used to be the neighborhood where black folks lived. There used to be black businesses, and you know, get your hair cut somewhere, and there was a store, and maybe a filling station, and all within view of what you can see way out there. There's the beach, there's the water, the ocean. Y'all knew I had to come here and see the ocean. Anytime I'm near the coast, I gotta see the ocean. It's healing. But anyway, 1950s, you'd come up here, you come up to the beach here, and you know, a black person come and you know, do some shopping and see some people and go get some sun and some salty water without anybody bothering them, you know. But then some racist policies kind of knocked all that stuff down. So if you're familiar with California, there was Highway 10. When they built Highway 10, they just kind of broke down the neighborhood. And that's happened so many places in America. And for any of y'all watching who are familiar with that history, go ahead and spit some knowledge down in the comments on, you know, how these cities were and how they were just cutting through black neighborhoods with, you know, highways and other things they wanted to build. My dad famously talked about it happening in Kentucky, and it was these cool, wonderful neighborhoods with businesses, and they knocked them down. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
All right. And so this is what it used to look like, used to be like here, but now it's residential and you don't see too many traces of that history anymore. Well, I don't see any traces. That's kind of why I'm walking down here, to show you. It's beautiful. Now, we can contrast that against Santa Monica's current history, or current community, which is very welcoming. You know, despite African Americans being the minority here, you know, I went in that museum, which you can come see yourself if you want to. In that museum, blacks were featured pretty heavily, or at least disproportionately for their population. Now, you know, now it's a somewhat inclusive if you can afford it. Santa Monica's a pretty expensive place to live in Los Angeles, but it's a beautiful place, and it's a place that's always supported artists. There's tons of grants and different programs, and they commission artists to come out here and paint and do all kinds of art, beautiful stuff. I can see some murals from here. So, if you like seeing Santa Monica homes or some of these beautiful California apartments and a beautiful street, then you might enjoy this video. There's a lot of beautiful things that happen here. And there are a lot of actors and musicians who historically have lived here, inside of Hollywood and outside of Hollywood. I don't know where any of them live, and I don't care. I just know that they do live here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I think Buckwheat from the what was it? Our Gang, or what was it? They call it Little Rascals. I think he lived out here. But as you can see, it is beautiful, beautiful and peaceful. Look at that. Look at the doggy up there looking. He's like, who's this dude in the neighborhood? Well, it looks like you got it's pretty left out here. You got vote socialist, end capitalism before it ends us. Man, I've always loved this color. You see this a lot in New England. This looks like a sort of one of the New England style homes. I'm not an expert on architecture, as I've mentioned several times before, especially in the Catalina Island video. But I know that the architecture here is super diverse. And in Santa Monica, there's just all kinds of stuff. And you can see that here too. I don't know what that style is, a plain apartment style, plain apartment style too. And you got some other sophisticated ones and interesting things going on here. You know, other than looking up on the internet, why I can know that this isn't this is an expensive area. You don't see too much street art. I do see this, but clearly that was sort of commissioned by somebody. But I like the message, love and action. You gotta love and action. Yeah, all this here, African American businesses galore, and down this street, homes, businesses. So here I am towards the end of Bay Street, and it's really kind of hard to imagine what it would have looked like, because I know it wouldn't have looked like any of this. This was built post them knocking it all down, which is kind of sad, but that's the history. Sometimes the history sucks, but you know, important thing we do is learn from it. And here's the end of the street. And what black folks would have seen come to the end of the street. Now, imagine all the families coming here from all parts of the region. They're like, man, let's go ahead and hook up a picnic. Let's fry some chicken and bring some good, delicious food and some drinks, some pop, and maybe some. If I was there, I want some watermelon. So some watermelon. You bring it all that out here, and you got your brothers, sisters, cousins, dad, mom, whoever. And this is what you're waiting. This is what you're excited about. You're walking down the hill. Let's be excited, okay? We got a safe spot. Imagine you don't feel safe everywhere. You may not be a black person. You may not be a minority, but just imagine you don't feel safe. And then you're coming here to enjoy your time at the ocean amongst people you can feel generally safe around. Well, this would be your oasis here, Bay Street Beach. Now it's just the beach, it's Santa Monica Beach. And then Venice Beach is that way. And you'll see the pier, the Santa Monica Pier, in a second. It's the way it should have always been. It's pretty diverse. Everybody can come here now. But that wasn't always the case. Now, when they did knock down that black neighborhood, they didn't knock it down to make it diverse. They knock it down and make it more white. So, I mean, there's a lot of history here, and too much for me to share. I just wanted to give you a little glimpse, and more than anything, I wanted to see for myself, you know? And this is it. This is the end. And, I mean, you can see there's plenty of beach, plenty of sand, and this used to be all covered and just happy people and families. Can you imagine just families just laying, maybe with an umbrella, maybe with their picnic basket and blankets and chairs, and you're just laughing, and you just hear kids squealing by the water, you know, having a good time, and, you know, Junior, get back from the water, you know, and just having a good time. And then just think about the time when they said, you know what, it's time to knock this all down. What did those families feel, and where did they go? You know, people, you know, always talk about history, and you know, we don't want to hear about that kind of history. Well, that history matters because just think about this neighborhood, okay? Now, this neighborhood was mostly African American, if not all African American. And where did they all go? And what effects did that have for them? And how many generations has that affected those people? You know, there could be someone right now who, in an alternate universe, would have been a wealthy person or been doing really well, or because their parents would have sent them to a nice school because they had their business and their business got taken away and they had to go find some other means. And, you know, who knows, might have ended up working in a warehouse and not even have a job at all, and their whole income changed. And, you know, and that just carried down over and over. And that really kind of speaks to all African Americans, or most anyway, but that sort of thing happened. And I'm always curious about my history. And so when I go explore, I think, you know, if there's any value, I'll share it with you. So check that out. There's Santa Monica Pier, way down there. I may walk down there, I'm not sure. But right now I'm just reflecting, you know. There are a lot of people here back in the day who had to be told, who were told you cannot come back. This is not your area, you know. You know, I don't think that exact thing happened. They said, hey, you guys aren't welcome here. I don't believe it could have. It's just that neighborhood was just torn down, you know, which is, you know, kind of cold-hearted. Share any more history that I'm missing. There you go. Venice Beach, way down there. And you got all the palm trees and little path that goes down there. And there's Santa Monica. And there's a beach. So there was a black businessman named Silas White who tried to construct an area called Ebony Beach, you know? And, you know, at that time, beaches, or anytime blacks or minorities tried to make something of their own, it wasn't necessarily to separate themselves from everyone. Well, it was in a way. It was more to protect themselves, you know? There's tons of racism amongst, you know, amongst others. And, you know, you can feel safe building your own thing. I mean, it's common, you know? There's a Chinatown and a Korean town and a, you know, Little Mexico and all those things, different things, and it's just normal for communities to do that. And they try to do it here, but they put a stamp on that and said, nah, you can't hook up with Ebony Beach. And so it became known as the beach because racist white folks were talking about N-word beach. I'm not saying it because I'm trying to stay on YouTube, but N-word beach. So they just started calling it the beach. It's pretty rough here. On one side you had, you know, I don't know who was on that side, and I don't know who was on that side. I just know here was Bay Street Beach, or Ebony Beach, or the beach where black folks would feel safe and come and have a good time. All right, let's walk up to the beach a little bit and see how close we can get to the water. Smells oceany. Smells nice and oceany. What's happening? Pacific Ocean. It's getting ready to come in heavy. So now Bay Street Beach is a National Historic Site, and they designated places like that as such so we can remember our history and learn from our struggles, because otherwise what else would we do it for? Because Bay Street is nothing, doesn't look anything like it used to. There's none of the people or black families that lived there before are there. None of those businesses exist. So that's about that. I think I'm gonna just give you that look of Santa Monica Pier. I don't think that's kind of appropriate for this video, but Santa Monica does have a lot of great history. Come to Santa Monica, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you know, we all have the same struggles in every city nowadays, no more or less here. But it's a beautiful place. People are really kind. Had lots of people saying hi and waving at the camera. You might catch one or two, who knows? But that's that. So if you like content like this, press the like button. It helps so much with the algorithm and leading other people who like tidbits of history like this and learning novel things. It helps them come, see this sort of content. Comment below what other places are like this where they cut through the neighborhood and destroyed African-American neighborhoods, or even destroyed any minority neighborhoods anywhere in the world for a racist reason or for discriminatory reasons. Let me know. I'm really curious. This can't be the only place. Hey, and remember, life is outside. If you can't get outside, subscribe and come with me and I'll take you there. I love you.